Among all animals, this father will carry the babies. The female has already placed her eggs inside his brood pouch. Every baby grows safely inside this pouch. But danger never stays far away. Weeks later, the babies are finally ready. Powerful contractions begin. The birth has started. Hundreds of newborns enter the ocean completely on their own. But only one tiny survivor will lead us through this incredible journey. Every seahorse family begins the same way, with a quiet meeting between two strangers. Unlike most fish, seahorses begin their bond with a graceful courtship dance. In one of nature's rarest moments, the female gently transfers her eggs into the male's brood pouch. The eggs are now safely inside the father's brood pouch, and an extraordinary pregnancy has officially begun. As the babies continue to grow, the father stays almost perfectly still, making himself harder for predators to notice. Even the changing current cannot shake him. Every gentle movement protects the growing babies inside. When danger appears, a seahorse survives by becoming almost completely invisible. The predator moves on, but staying perfectly still has just saved hundreds of unborn lives. Inside the brood pouch, the fully developed babies are already moving. Their first journey is almost here. Deep inside the brood pouch, the first signs of birth have finally begun. With every powerful wave of labor, the tiny babies move one step closer to the outside world. After weeks of waiting, the very first baby seahorse finally enters the ocean. The first tiny babies finally enter the ocean, while hundreds more still wait safely inside their father's brood pouch. Another powerful wave brings a few more newborn seahorses into the world. Another powerful wave, and dozens of newborn seahorses burst into the ocean at once. With one final effort, hundreds of newborn seahorses are finally set free into the open ocean. The father's journey is over, but for one tiny newborn, the greatest adventure has just begun. Instinct takes over. The tiny newborn reaches for its very first lifeline before the current carries it away. Just moments after birth, this tiny seahorse must already search for its very first meal. With one perfect suction strike, the newborn wins its very first battle for survival. The tiny seahorse doesn't see it, but danger is already waiting in the shadows. Not every newborn survives, but every survivor carries the story forward. For the first time, the tiny seahorse learns that survival means never letting its guard down. The ocean grows quiet again, but every careful pause becomes another chance to stay alive. Every careful decision shapes its future, because one wrong move could be its last. Patience is its greatest weapon, because the perfect moment is worth waiting for. Failure is part of the journey. Every missed chance teaches a better way to survive. The smallest hunters succeed by waiting, not by chasing every opportunity. One perfect strike, and the tiny seahorse earns the meal that keeps its incredible journey alive. One small success brings new confidence, but the ocean always has another challenge waiting. The ocean rewards the patient, and every careful grip is another step toward survival. By holding on instead of constantly swimming, the tiny seahorse saves energy for the moments that matter most. While one eye searches for food, the other never stops watching for danger. One precise strike, another meal secured, and another day of survival begins. Growing stronger each day, the tiny seahorse is slowly earning its place in the underwater world. Every move is calculated, because in the ocean, survival belongs to those who waste nothing. The best hunters don't rush. They simply wait until success comes within reach. Hidden fact: seahorses have no stomach, so every tiny meal is used almost immediately for energy. Every new encounter brings a choice, a chance to feed, or a reason to stay alert. Every new challenge sharpens its instincts, turning a fragile newborn into a true survivor. Patience becomes experience, and every smart decision gives the young seahorse another chance to grow. Each passing day builds new skills, and every lesson makes this tiny survivor a little stronger. Several days have passed, and with every sunrise, the young seahorse grows a little stronger, ready for whatever the ocean reveals next. Several days later, the tiny survivor has grown. Seahorses survive by saving energy, not speed. Stronger each day, but survival still depends on patience. The current grows stronger, but its tiny tail holds firm. Now it stays calm, saving energy for the perfect strike. Waiting without moving gives every strike a better chance. Luck is fading, skill is taking its place. In just a few weeks, this tiny seahorse has already doubled in size, but danger is never far away. The ocean never stops moving, and neither do the chances to survive. The wisest hunters don't chase, they wait for the perfect moment. Patience is rewarded, the perfect meal finally arrives. Every success builds confidence, but staying alert keeps it alive. Even after 1 month, camouflage is still its greatest defense. Every new corner hides a new chance to survive. Experience changes everything. Every hunt now costs less energy. The young seahorse doesn't know, it's already being watched. Camouflage, not speed, keeps it alive. Despite beating its fin rapidly, a seahorse is one of the ocean's slowest swimmers. Every wave tests it, but the tiny tail refuses to let go. It refuses to let go until the seagrass finally breaks free. At the last moment, it grips a new lifeline. The storm is over, and the young seahorse survives. Months have passed. A fragile newborn has become a survivor. A new face appears. The lonely journey begins to change. For the first time, another young seahorse quietly shares the same underwater world. Both remain safely anchored. The gentle current slowly brings them closer. Yet both young seahorses remain cautious, safely anchored, quietly watching each other from their own seagrass. Sometimes, the strongest connection begins without a single touch, only trust. Many seahorses reach adulthood within months, and may greet every new sunrise beside the same lifelong partner. A seahorse can watch 2 directions at once, searching for food while staying alert to danger. Without a single tooth, a seahorse catches prey using the powerful suction of its long snout. A seahorse's powerful prehensile tail works like a tiny hand, holding firm even in powerful currents. Every morning, many seahorse pairs greet each other, renewing their bond before the day begins. Every day, many seahorse pairs share a gentle dance, keeping their lifelong bond strong. The male gently reveals his brood pouch, a silent sign that he is ready to receive the eggs. Every movement must be perfectly aligned. Only then can the remarkable transfer of life begin. A remarkable moment unfolds. The female places her eggs into the male's brood pouch, and his incredible journey as a father begins. One by one, tiny eggs fill the father's brood pouch, and a new generation quietly begins its journey. Inside the brood pouch, the father's remarkable role begins, protecting the growing young until they are ready to hatch. Safe inside the father's brood pouch, hundreds of tiny lives quietly grow, awaiting the day they're born. The babies are almost ready. Gentle contractions begin, and the moment of birth draws near. Months ago, he entered this ocean as a tiny newborn. Today, he sends hundreds of new lives into the sea, and the journey begins again. One life became hundreds, and the endless story of nature continues. This is Vantix Nature.